maybe you can give us a little bit of background as far as what you're currently doing, and tell us what you look for in a platform, if you even use a platform, uh, as far as trying to find paying students to form a career as far as teaching
Hmm.
online.
Yeah, so I would say that I had at least a look at teaching platforms in the what I would call the wild years, 2008 and 2009, when some of the platforms were just about getting started and sort of had interesting conditions for teachers to at least give their online teaching career maybe an initial boost. And so at that time, I was teaching quite some lessons on mostly, well, back then the Mingle platform. I also did a little bit on iTalki and on Edufire. Um, and I have then basically spread my interest into, well, establishing my own brand on the internet, and sort of well, started building my website around, well, my teaching business and also the other things that I do, and have for the, I would say, quit with the last platform, I think 3 years ago. So when I'm teaching nowadays, I'm only teaching sort of, if you will, as an independent uh, language teacher on the internet, and not um, associated to one or the other platform.
And Andre, in your case, have you are you using any platforms at this time?
The
What's your
short
thoughts?
answer is no. Um, but since I usually don't give the teaching platforms so much credit in my writing or so, let me say something positive. Because in the beginning, I just had the idea that, I don't know, it must be possible to teach online. I was teaching in schools before, in private schools. So that must be possible. So I was Googling a bit, and I think I found Edifier, it was. And I started experimenting with it, and I liked the principle of just talking to people and creating lessons. And I did this for, I think, even 1 month, almost teaching there every day until I got an email from them, sort of, we're aborting a feature. I don't remember what this feature was called. It was some kind of feature that allowed students to take sort of flat rate classes. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
and
Super pass, yeah.
yeah, exactly, the super
I like
pass.
that very much as well. One of the mechanisms to, yeah, to basically attract paying students for an interesting price for them, and also interesting for the for the teachers back then, or tutors.
Absolutely. And I still remember I was in a lesson, I think I was reading Le Petit Prince with someone, with an Egyptian chef or something. And I received this email, my inbox was open, like, hey, guys, we are now canceling this out of the blue. And I was like, wait a second. If platforms can do this, can change things overnight, it's really not cool. Yeah. So this was sort of like a wake up call for me to ask, maybe there are better ways to do this. So then I also started taking more minimal approach and asking myself, what are tools that are already there, which everyone already knows, and well, which is Skype and WordPress as a platform, and I took it
Mhm.
from there.
I also think, sort of as an incentive, as a teacher, you always have to pay commission to the platform, and as Andre said, there are somewhat ubiquitous tools out there, mostly of better audio and voice, video quality than well developed or systems developed by platforms only for platforms, as they simply don't have the server power of a big company like Google for our Google Plus Hangouts now, or Skype now with Microsoft, and even before them as Skype themselves. And So sort of, I also thought then when those incentives like the Super Pass and Mingle had back then a special offer of sort of students also paid a flat rate and they could take one lesson with you every month, but the teacher got paid, well, every single lesson. So it was kind of interesting. I then also thought, okay, so I could, if I really want to, and want to keep the students, and price is an issue for them. I simultaneously somewhat discovered that for online private lessons, price, at least for my students, which are more focused on conversational lessons, has never really been an issue. But if really somebody was price sensitive, I could then also give the commission I had to pay to the platform directly to my student, and therefore lower their cost per lesson.
Good point. Yeah.